I'm Bill Kidwell, 100% disabled Vietnam combat veteran, and I'm in pain every day on account of serving my country in Vietnam. I can't hardly walk from here 2 feet to my bed without a cane because of a back injury from Vietnam. My legs are numb. I can't sleep at night. I'm 100% service connected. And I'm making this video because I found out that the second highest court in this country, the one where all veterans go to have their VA claims finally resolved and decided one way or another, the Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit is not just fixing cases against veterans, it's not just dishonest, but 4 of the judges support Al-Qaeda, our enemy, while we're at war. Their law firms represent Al-Qaeda. And out of the rest of the judges, there's 17 who during the Vietnam War, the height of the very draft, when they were drafting everybody, if you have one leg, they take you in the Army. Well, 17 of these judges somehow got out of serving their country. Draft dodgers are running the Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit. Bunch of damn draft dodgers. Wouldn't fight for their country. Now they're judges deciding veterans' claims. And they support Al-Qaeda. How did this happen? Well, it's hid really good. You have to research on the internet to find out. And that's what I did. When they kept falsifying papers in my VA case before them, when they kept lying, and when I came up with solid proof that they were fixing cases, they got real mad at me. And what they did was they issued a judgment just the other day, stealing benefits that I've earned. They hid the evidence, lied about what evidence there was, lied about all the facts, but here is why I'm making this video. They lied and said that I got a dishonorable Army discharge. Judge Rader, the chief judge there, knows that this is a damn lie. And he knows he's a liar and that he's not fit to be a judge, that he lacks morals. But this is what I've got to say to these Al-Qaeda supporting judges on our Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit. Anybody can say anything, but I've got proof. So here, first let me show you the court order where you say I've got a dishonorable discharge, the lowest there is, the worst thing you could say about me, because you want to slander me, because I came up with evidence of how you're fixing cases against America's veterans. I came up with proof that you are anti-American, that the second highest court in this country hates our Constitution, hates our way of life, and hates veterans most of all. So, first I'm going to show the court order where they said that I got a dishonorable Army discharge. Then I'm going to show you the envelope from the Army records. I'm going to show you what is in the envelope. I'm going to show you that all my Army discharges are honorable discharges, that I've got lots of medals for my combat service, and that those damn deserters on the Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims should all be placed in prison. They harass veterans. They steal from veterans. They won't even let us argue our case in court. They turn every single motion we file down. Won't even let us file motions. Won't give us no fairness or honesty. And they have driven thousands and thousands and thousands of veterans to suicide, destroyed the families of thousands of our veterans, all because they are owned by lobbyists. Every judge in that court is owned by the intellectual law lobby. All of them have ties to it. And a third of them are tied to Al-Qaeda, and 2/3 of them were on the Ways and Means Committee in the Senate, belong to all these conservative groups that believe that veterans are not entitled to benefits. They believe that entitlement programs is how you reduce the budget. They feel that our country is in deep trouble with the debt, and that they are going to misuse their position as U.S. judges on an appeals court to keep veterans from having a fair hearing, and they're going to cut down on the budget by stealing the benefits we've earned. Now, these rich judges who gets hundreds of thousands of dollars of our tax dollars, not one of them has offered to reduce their salary or donate any of their check. They want to steal from veterans. if one of them had just 1 week of their pay taken from them by a dishonest act like they use against veterans, why, they'd be crying and screaming and running all over the place all upset. They need their millions of dollars. But veterans who depend on that money to feed their family and care for their children, they'll steal everything that veteran has entitled to them. These are the judges on our courts. And I'm not just saying that because they keep covering up the evidence of my case and rigging my claim against me. You know, well, the back payments they're stealing from me. I get 100% a month from my disabilities, but they're stealing my back payment. And the reason they're stealing my back payment is because they don't care, because it's not their money, and they think they're going to reduce the national debt by stealing from veterans. And they think that veterans don't deserve the money they get, that we're an entitlement program. Well, what the hell are these judges? They're sitting up there and they're not even doing their job. They're tearing apart the United States Constitution. They're covering up evidence. They're lying. And they're misusing their seat as a judge. They're rigged cases because they think that they're saving the budget by stealing from a class of people. I checked hundreds and hundreds of cases that went before the Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims. If you're a pro se veteran, which means you can't afford an attorney, they will not treat you fair. They will not give you respect. The clerk of the court will not even answer your letters or tell you what motions have been filed. You know, they're as nasty to a veteran as they could be. And then when they issue a judgment, it won't be a judgment. It'll be a bunch of lies that can be proven by evidence because they're sleazy liars stealing from veterans. So let me show you what they said in this court order. This is their judgment order in my case. Highlighted in yellow, they claim that my benefit date was changed by my dishonorable discharge being changed to an honorable. Judge Rader, you and each of the flunkies on that court that follow you as chief, you being the chief judge, you all know yous are nothing but a bunch of damn liars. I never received a dishonorable discharge. Dishonorable discharges, you have to be convicted of a crime. It's for raping somebody, killing somebody. It's a serious thing. What I got was an honorable discharge. In fact, I have 3 honorable discharges because I re-enlisted. You wouldn't know about that because you've never served. You're a draft dodger. You wouldn't defend your country even once. Well, let me show you what I got for my service. This is the letter I got from the Army Records Center. Still stapled together. Can you read that word? It says honorable. Honorable discharge. What does that say? It says honorable discharge. Here's my second discharge. It says honorable discharge. Here's my last discharge. Now you claim in 1984 my discharge changed, and that's what changed the date of my benefits. Even though you now claim in a prior hearing you issued a decision saying that my benefits, that I didn't file for benefits till 84. Now you lie and say, oh, he filed for them in 72. Now that I got proof that you're a damn liar. Well, now you say my discharge changed and my benefits start in 84. Nothing happened in 84. This discharge is dated 1970, October 1970. And let me show you what it says here. It says, where's the character of discharge? Under honorable conditions. It's an honorable discharge. Oh, and guess what? I got a lot of medals for being in Vietnam. Yeah. What the hell did you get up there dodging service, bribing people to get where you are in life, all this crooked stuff that you do, having this intellectual property lobby, sending you on free trips everywhere and everything. So they'd have a bought and paid for a judge, you know. When have you served in the military? You got 2 people on your whole court out, about 20 people, 2 people who served in the military. One was a military lawyer. And the other one is turned his back on veterans. He's going with the rest of you draft dodgers and helping you screw veterans, helping you falsify evidence, lie and say that veterans with honorable discharges have dishonorable discharges if they expose your corruption. Well, everybody knows if I publish something I'm a liar, I can be sued. Sue me because my discharges are honorable. And so if you think I'm slandering it, sue me. See, I don't give a damn about your judgment. I knew when I came to your court that the case was rigged. I know how crooked you are. I've been dealing with you people years and years. I know how crooked you judges are. The difference now is I got proof of how crooked you are, and I got proof that you lied about my discharge. You lied about the facts and the decisions. You're covering up a lot of criminal acts, and you're engaging in a lot of criminal acts just to steal money from veterans. And God only knows how many veterans you've driven to suicide, of our soldiers coming back from war. God only knows how many families of our troops and families of veterans you've destroyed stealing their benefits. When you know, you saw the evidence and see they're entitled to benefits, and you hide the evidence, lie about it, falsify your judgments, and say that they're not entitled to it because you want to cut down on the budget by stealing from the most needy, those who have worked and earned that money. Meanwhile, why don't you post on your website how many hundreds of thousands of dollars you get a year being dishonest that you shouldn't be entitled to and you damn sure haven't worked for? And while you're out, why don't you post how much money you get from lobbyists, how many free trips you get a year for these so-called educational lectures and all this other stuff that you hide the bribes under. It's nothing but a bribe when somebody pays you for you to lean a certain way on a judgment. That's a bribe. So you can lie about it, but the second highest court in our country, the Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit, is as rotten as the day is long, filled with draft dodgers, Al-Qaeda supporters, and crooks and criminals. You know, I'm going to go to Washington. I'm going to see that the Judicial Committee makes you all apologize for lying about my honorable military service. Because unlike you, I wasn't yelling. I didn't use money. I didn't use some con game to avoid service. I enlisted. I asked for service in Vietnam. I love my country. I fought for it while you hid. So steal my money. But I'm going to come to Washington and see the Senate, the Committee on the Judiciary. I'm going to see the Justice Department. I'm going to find out how crooks like you get by with all these criminal acts. You belong in prison. Thank you.